Hey, Bernardo here. So I'm going to be sharing this week. So these are my tips that I'm doing on a weekly basis for my new program, my new coaching program called Rise to the Top. And it launches in April, end of April, and the intention is to help coaches, trainers, therapists, marketers, people that want to stand out in the industry to hopefully fast forward that in with this program. The reason I'm putting this program together is, apart from the fact that I've been doing it for a long time, as far as being an entrepreneur and running events, I've got an amazing network of people, but I've also done a lot of research, read a lot of things myself, and I've seen a lot of the programs that are out there, and unfortunately there's a lot of programs that might give you some kind of expertise, but then they don't have all the expertise and they definitely don't have the platform. And that's what the Best You does. The Best You has the platform. We've got the magazines, we've got the online platform now, very valuable, very important. We've also got obviously the live events that we do, the publishing with the magazine and everything else. So we have that platform, and what I'm doing on a weekly basis is sharing some tips and ideas that I will obviously be going in a lot more length and a lot more detail in the 12-month program. Which, as I said, starts at the end of April and May. You've got all the information below. So now today I want to talk about marketing. And what I'll tell you about marketing is that when you think you know a lot about marketing, you realize that you know nothing about marketing. Why? Because all of a sudden, a coronavirus comes your way, and oops, I've never dealt with a pandemic before, and now all of a sudden, whatever your reality was is completely different. Because now we haven't got a budget, we haven't got a platform, we haven't got customers coming to us, and all of a sudden we have to react very quickly. Look, if you're in the personal development world, if whatever it is that you do, either you're an author, a coach, a trainer, or you're an event promoter, whatever it is, or an entrepreneur, a business person, you have to adapt quickly. You have to lead the way. You can't wait for others to show you the way. You have to basically go out there and make it happen. So obviously having a team around you, having the right people around you, the right consultants around you that can guide you is imperative. What I've felt this last couple of weeks with everything going on with the coronavirus is a lot of love. I felt a lot of love from a lot of people that have just literally come out of their way to thank me for what I'm doing, for being appreciative of the work that we do, and obviously appreciating how much energy we put in an event like the Expo. 1 year in the planning, all of a sudden we have to start all over again. So I felt a lot of love, and I'm very humble and thankful for that. So the advice I want to give you today is based on my experience and obviously me now quickly trying to adapt to the new times, and very, very quickly. So that's what I'm saying. As far as marketing is concerned, when you think you know everything about marketing, you realize that you don't know anything, because all of a sudden everything changes. Like, Google can change their algorithms, or Facebook can, or they change the method or the system in way the way you advertise, or whatever. If you had a method where you were bringing in leads cheap, all of a sudden they cost you double. Something that worked all of a sudden doesn't work. So you've got to permanently be adapting and using new things. So I'm going to be sharing some ideas here today that have worked for me and work for me now when I put an event together and I get 18,000 people, for example, pre-registering. So I've got some notes here. The first thing is, it's a simple one. Model the best. Look at the Maria Foleos out there. Look at Brendan Burchard. Look at Frank Kern. Look at the biggest and the best. Look at what they're doing. Look at the big brands who are in the personal development world. Look at the coaches or the authors and see what they're doing. Go onto their webpage. Do they have a podcast? Are they sending out blogs? Whatever. So first of all is model. So subscribing to newsletters, subscribing to other people's things, reading emails, subject lines, all that is always very important. Because we don't have the knowledge, but there's a lot of people that we can learn from that are leading the way. So if they're leading the way, model them, and then you can adapt a lot of the things that they do into whatever your system is. And we're all at a different place. We all have different needs. We all have different requirements, and that's okay. The other thing I wanted to say is obviously that now it's all about online. Everyone loves live events. I love live event, but right now no one's going to a live event because they don't exist. You can't. You're literally stuck at home. So unless you speak to your kids, you can't speak to anyone. So the fact is that you've got to adapt quickly. So being online is obviously key. So if you are already someone that's doing a lot of Facebook lives, you're doing Instagram lives, you've been recording videos and putting video messages out there, or you've got kind of a platform where you're sharing messages frequently, your YouTube or whatever, that's great. That's what people want. That's what people need now. If you have people that the other thing is I wanted to say is, they talk about in business about the OTM, using other people's money. My thing is OTP, use other people's platforms. You got a platform like Eventbrite. They have hundreds and thousands of events. So, they've got a massive list. So I've always listed all my events on Eventbrite. I list them on Facebook. I list them in 10 times. There's all these different platforms that are out there that you can list events, and you can list different formats of events. They don't have to be physical events. They can be virtual events. So Facebook, as I said, all these different platforms are important. The OTP, the other people's platforms, very important. The other thing is adapt quickly. You have no time to whinge, you have no time to complain, you have no time to literally feel sorry for yourself. Change quickly. What can I do? Wake up at 4 a.m, you got an idea, make a note, write it down, implement it. And that's the difference between a doer and a thinker and a talker. At the end of the day, you have to take action, and you have to take action quickly, especially when we have these challenging times. The other thing is obviously it's all about collecting data. How can you collect data? Well, you collect data by putting a lot of content out there. So write those blog articles, submit them to magazines and publications, get your podcast out. If you're doing a webinar, then obviously that webinar is also a podcast. You can use that audio. You can transcribe that audio, and then you can put it in a blog article on your webpage. That gives you from one format, from one individual either interview, webinar, it gives you 3 different formats. You have the recording that you can use on YouTube, that you can obviously put links on your Instagram, you can cut it and edit it if you wanted to, but also most importantly, you've got a podcast, and you've also got the potential opportunity of using it as an article that you can then share. What else? I've got so much. I love marketing. I'm a big, massive fan of marketing. The other thing is obviously just to make sure that, the simple things, create a Facebook group. Always works. And when you do create a Facebook group, obviously keep it dynamic, keep it engaging, write a lot of very good stuff, but then also you can collect data. Remember that when you create a Facebook group, you can request people to answer certain questions, and some of them could be their profession, their name, their email address, or whatever. LinkedIn, I know a lot of people have been using LinkedIn for a long time, but I've done a lot of business on LinkedIn, and more, maybe I'm doing a lot more now, but I've been doing it for a long time. So you need to find out what's out there and do it before, I get lots of spam coming in through LinkedIn now, but still, it's a great opportunity to network and meet with people. They seem more open to talk to you. And then free consultations. I think right now, if you're a coach, if you're a trainer, I think being able to go out there and help people with what they might need is something that not only is needed and people could really appreciate, but it could give you a good resource of generating some potential business. So put those free consultations and put them on your webpage. So listen, I wanted to share just 5 minutes. I've gone over 7 minutes, but I just had a few ideas here to share with you on the idea around marketing. If obviously you wanted to know more, if you want to take advantage of my platform, you want to work with me on a year with my new program, Rise to the Top, it's available now. You can apply now. It's limited to 100 people, not 200, 100 people, and it's going to sell out. It's great value. It includes all sorts of great things apart from articles in the magazine. You get to speak or exhibit at the Best You Expo. We publish a book together. I build your profile phenomenally, and then we run 12 throughout the 12 months. We run modules every single month where I bring phenomenal experts, and I'm talking phenomenal experts. So it's going to be more about what happens or what it contains, but each of those modules are there and explained, and you've got all the information below. So please make sure you apply. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Stay strong. Stay safe.